JBNN keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones. Hi guys. Before we go into the news, please remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and to share the news with someone today. Now on to the news. Police say faulty tire likely caused deadly Sentan bus crash. The police are reporting that a faulty tire may have caused Sunday's bus crash in the front gully, St. Anne, in which one woman was killed and more than a dozen children injured. The victims were on a trip to St. Anne when the bus crashed. Senior Superintendent Dwight Powell, head of the St. Anne Police, said that investigators have not identified the cause of the crash.
And reaching in the vicinity of the Fern Gully, the front tire of the vehicle reported a blowout. The driver subsequently lost control of the vehicle, which collided on the left side of the gully. Several passengers in the vehicle sustained injuries and were rushed to the St. Anne's Hospital by the police and fire department, where Suzette Thomas, 49 years old, housekeeper of Wildman Street, Kingston, was pronounced dead on arrival. 6 other passengers were admitted in serious but stable condition. 3 of those passengers, to include 2 children, were later transferred to corporate-era hospitals, where they are still admitted. The other injured passengers have since been released from the St. Anne's Hospital. Investigation in this accident is continuing. It must be noted that since the start of this year, there have been 10 fatal collisions, resulting in 12 deaths when compared to 7 collisions and 7 deaths for the corresponding period last year. Just want to use this opportunity to advise the traveling public to please observe the rule of the road. Ensure that you follow precautionary procedures, and the life that you save may be your very own. We are seeing too many of these crashes occurring in the parish of St. Anne, and especially on the main arterial roadway between Marmy Bay and Discovery Bay. That stretch of road is a pretty good traveling stretch, and we are advising the persons to use the road with caution.
It is understood that 15 of the victims remain in hospital. 7 children and 8 adults are among those admitted with serious injuries. 12 of the victims, 7 adults and 5 children, are receiving treatment at St. Anne's Bay Regional Hospital. This was disclosed by the hospital's Chief Executive Officer, Delroy Morgan, who said that 2 children and an adult were transferred to the University Hospital of the West Indies and the Kingston Public Hospital for further treatment. Businessman shoots alleged prowler in Manchester. A man was shot and injured by a businessman who is a licensed firearm holder in Spalding, Manchester, on Tuesday morning. The man was reportedly shot after the 68-year-old businessman heard sounds of a prowler on his premises, police reported. The 39-year-old injured man, said to be a labourer from Cobbler district in the parish, has since been hospitalized. His condition is not considered life-threatening, the police said. Reports received indicate that the incident occurred around 2 a.m. The police have declined to give further details on the incident until they do further investigations. St. Catherine man gunned down in his bed. A man was on Monday gunned down at his home in Burton District near Bogwalk, St. Catherine. He has been identified as 47-year-old labourer Mark Walker. It is reported that about 10 p.m. on Monday, residents heard explosions near Walker's home in the community. About 9:30 Tuesday morning, residents made checks at Walker's premises where they discovered his door kicked in. He was found lying on his bed, still wrapped in his sheets, with blood coming from wounds to his head and upper body. The police were called and the scene was processed and the body removed to the morgue. No motive has been established in Walker's death. Charred remains of former cop found in St. Catherine. The charred remains of a former cop was discovered in a section of Recess Hill at Palm District in Treadways, Linstead, St. Catherine on Tuesday. He has been identified as 72-year-old Albert Campbell of Mountain Pass District. Campbell's burnt body was found near an abandoned quarry about 3:30 p.m. The body was reportedly found after a bushfire in the area. The cops say the area where the body was found is not accessible by vehicle. The body was removed for post-mortem. Pistols seized in Industry, St. James. The Adelphi police seized a Taurus pistol during an operation in Industry, St. James on Tuesday. The police say about 9:51 a.m. they were in an operation in the area when they saw 3 men on a motorcycle. On seeing the police, The pillions alighted and ran into bushes, while the driver turned and drove off in the opposite direction. The area was searched and the gun found along the roadside. No arrest was made in connection with the find. Gun seized in Little London, man charged. The South Lamar Police in Westmoreland have charged a 29-year-old man following the seizure of a gun and the several rounds of ammunition in his community on Tuesday, April 2. He is Mario Williams, a labour of retreat, Little London in the parish. Williams was charged with possession of a prohibited weapon and unauthorized possession of ammunition. Reports are that about 12:30 p.m., officers were conducting an operation in the area when they reportedly saw Williams walking towards a building carrying a green plastic bag. It is alleged that Williams' suspicious behavior prompted the officers to approach him. He reportedly then fled on foot. The officers gave chase and apprehended Williams. Lawmen say a search of the premises revealed a Kel-Tec submachine gun and 11.40 caliber cartridges. Williams was arrested and subsequently charged. A court date is being arranged. St. Elizabeth farmer charged for allegedly fatally chopping a man with a hoe. The St. Elizabeth police have charged a farmer with the murder of another farmer following a dispute in Comapen district in St. Elizabeth. He is 37-year-old Jermaine Reed, also known as Afro, of Comapen district. The Black River police say about 6 p.m. on March 16, a team was summoned to quell a dispute between Reed and Travis Powell, a 62-year-old farmer from the same district. However, before the team arrived, Reed allegedly wielded a hoe, striking Powell in the head. Powell was subsequently transported to hospital for treatment, where he succumbed to his injury 2 days later. Reed surrendered himself to the police in the presence of his attorney on March 25. He was formally charged following a question and answer session. Cop involved in fatal Manchester shooting removed from frontline duty. The off-duty police officer was involved in the fatal shooting of 24-year-old Jamar Clark in Lancaster, South Manchester last week has been removed from frontline duty. Deputy Superintendent Colin Johnson, in charge of operations for Manchester, disclosed that the officer was transferred to another location during a meeting with the Clark's family and residents in Lancaster Square on Tuesday afternoon. Clark was shot by the policeman after he allegedly drove threateningly towards a team of officers at an event at Winston Jones High School on March 27. He had reportedly become involved in an altercation with persons at the event and appeared to be drunk. Residents have disputed the police's report on the shooting and mounted roadblocks in sections of the community to protest the manner in which Clark was shot. In an effort to ease tensions and restore calm to the community, residents were on Tuesday given the opportunity to vent their frustrations and get answers to a number of issues.
You would have pierced him in the front, which is okay because you're defending yourself. You're defending yourself, and that's what we've been hearing. He has been defending himself. That's okay with us. But the bullet that was lodged in his neck, that self-defense after 3 was fired in the front.
You're asking me a question. I was not on the scene.
Okay, sir.
Hold on. None of us here are the investigators. So the investigators will know what transpired.
Okay, sir.
Everything that you say, we are hearing for the first time.
Okay,
and so that the investigator will honor that. We are also grieving. Yes, I mean? And so we are here to bond together so we can strengthen each other. So the building process started today. And so we're going to work as a team going forward. Work as a team to get the road clear. All right?
Political aspirant for Manchester Southern, Senator Peter Bunting, has called for the police to practice more human interest policing rather than the warrior approach. Senator Bunting said allegations of aggression by the police towards residents in the aftermath of the fatal shooting of Clark have fueled distrust.
What we want is more of the guardian approach. Don't wait until only when an unfortunate incident happens. I know Sergeant Cova and his team, their mandate is to maintain ongoing relations with the community so that when something happens, there are trusted bonds, there are trusted relationships already established. Even if the people don't trust who is here at the roadblock, but there's somebody that they can call.
PNP rejects the idea for politicians to select path beneficiaries. The opposition People's National Party, PNP, is rejecting a recommendation for political representatives to play a role in selecting beneficiaries of the Program of Advancement through Health and Education, PATH. This comes after Social Security Minister Colonel Charles Jr., said the suggestion would be taken into consideration. The idea was pitched by Junior Gale, PNP Council caretaker for the Independent City Division, during the Portmore leg of the Ministry of Labour and Social Security's PATH Town Hall last Wednesday in St. Catherine. In response, Social Security Minister Colonel Charles Jr. welcomed the proposal as aspects of the state welfare program are now under review. The minister cautioned, however, that the move would spark public concerns about potentially politicizing PATH, adding that any decision taken would prioritize the program's objectivity and integrity. But PNP spokesperson Social Transformation and Social Protection, Patricia Duncan Sutherland, says the country cannot afford the risk of political victimization by inserting councillors and members of parliament in the assessment and allocation of social benefits through PATH. She says the program would serve the most vulnerable, can be strengthened without central and local government representatives acting as intermediaries. The opposition spokesperson argues that social workers are better equipped for the task than political representatives. She says PATH offices should be mandated and resourced to accurately maintain a list of all benefits, which would then be shared with representatives so that they can actively refer constituents to the system as a partner in the process. Duncan Sutherland further argues that the recent utterances from former Cabinet Minister Everald Warmington make it clear that some MPs believe that state resources are theirs to parcel out along political lines. She says, while the kind of behavior is not a reflection of all politicians, leaders must protect vulnerable citizens from the risk of being starved of social benefits because of the misguided loyalties of a few. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.